Need a motion to extend the meeting for 1 hour?
So moved.
By Dan, second by Chris. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have 2 opposed. Okay. Hopefully we don't need the full hour.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Action items, approval of financial statements.
Make a motion to approve the financial statement.
Second.
Second by Ellen. Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay. Approval of the local 1579 Council 4 contract.
So moved.
Second.
Dan, Carl. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? We're going to take action item C and we're going to break them out into individuals. We're going to go one by one instead of as a lump.
Individuals, you mean individual positions?
Positions. We will start with the position Director of Facilities, contract as proposed. Do you have a motion to approve?
Second.
Dan. All those in favor? I'm sorry, discussion. All right, all those in favor? Opposed? We have 1 opposed. Next, we will go into the contract of Director of Human Resources. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Dan, I didn't hear the other one. Second?
Second.
Chris? All those in favor? Opposed? 1 opposed. Position of grant writer. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Chris? Second, Dan. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Assistant to the superintendent. A motion for the superintendent's proposal.
So moved.
Chris? Second?
Second.
Carl got it. Discussion? All those in favor? 2. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm sorry. We have 3 in favor. That's right. I'm like, something didn't add up. Okay.
Are you taking down the names?
Yes. Of what?
Of those approving and disapproving?
Nope.
No?
There's no bearing on that. It's just a vote. Just who made the motion, who seconded it, who approved or didn't approve.
Okay. We're on tape anyway.
Right. Director of Business, oh, no, I'm sorry. Sorry. Accountant. Accountant. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Giving Chris Carl. All those in favor? Good. 3. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6 opposed. Technical, try that again. Technical facilitator. Motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations. Chris, second.
Second.
Dan. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technical application facilitator. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Chris.
Second.
Ellen. All those in favor? 3. Opposed? 6. Okay, approval of the Board of Education goals for 2014-2015.
So moved.
Dan, second, Chris. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Approval of the Torrington Board of Education Goals 2015-2016.
So moved.
Second.
Chris, Dan. Discussion. All those in favor? Unanimous. Approval of primary mental health program grant.
We've had it for 3 years, it's just a continuation, but in order to send it to the state, it has to be approved by the board.
So
Motion.
moved.
Dan?
Second.
Chris? Discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Approval of signature change form from Danielle Batchelder to new business manager Hugh Potter.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we're going to go Chris Carl on that one. Discussion? Those in favor? Opposed?
I was in
Abstention?
favor.
Okay, unanimous.
Sorry.
We'll let it slide this week. Next one. Approval of policy 6010, bullying prevention, intervention, and safe school climate.
So moved.
By Ellen, second. By Dan. Discussion. All those in favor? Unanimous.
No.
Oh, opposed?
Opposed.
I'm sorry, we had one opposed, I'm sorry. Okay, consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Carl,
Second.
Ellen. Discussion. All those in favor? Unanimous. All right, comments for the good of the order.
No.
As chairman, I have to regretfully state that I received a resignation from Carl Brady, who, due to an employment situation, will be leaving us as of September 1st.
Good luck.
Absolutely. Where you going?
I got transferred to the Hartford area for scouts. We have to live in our service area, so
Oh, good luck.
come and watch.
We're going to stream it to his new place. The other question that I had is, the city of Torrington's been recognized as being in the top 100 music, the only one in the state of Connecticut that's gotten it 14 years. My concern is we've relocated football games. Have we made any arrangements to relocate the band to play at those? Like if stadium falls down for a professional venue, the home game is just moved to the other facility and it's still a home game for the team it was supposed to be. Because the draw for the band, they get these awards by marching in parades, but the kids really want to do halftime. Halftime is the hook that he gets them to march in the parades. And right now, we're going to lose 2, maybe 3 home games, which is, they only get 4. So I want to know if music shouldn't suffer because we're doing a field. I mean, music should be preserved, and we should make sure that arrangements are made. I don't know who paid the transportation for the sporting teams to travel. Was that part of the turf committee pick that up, or?
I don't think we picked it up. I mean, I don't think the turf committee picked that up.
I thought the schedule was rewritten so that any of the away games that were happening in the second half of the season, I think they just scheduled all their away games the first half. So it didn't impact the number of
Didn't
away
work out that
games.
way.
It didn't work out that
No.
way.
They just moved them to away games. That was the original intent, but that
Right,
was not,
couldn't happen.
apparently, from what I'm told. But the concern is that the band is essentially being left out. And since we've, at every budget for the last 3 years, we've praised the fact that the band is our shining star, I think it would be remiss of us not to have them at these events.
It'll be about $4,000.
Okay, but my question is, on our other away games, does the band go on our away game?
No.
So the question would be, would the home team, because now we're not the home team, would the new home team accept our band to take over their halftime.
Like I say, generally when a venue has a disaster and the home games are moved to the opposing team's venue, it's still, like if you're if you're a Patriots season ticket holder and their stadium's destroyed and the game is played at the Meadowlands against the Jets, the Patriots season ticket holders get the seat, not the Jets season ticket holders, because it's still a home game for the Patriots, just in another venue.
That probably sounds like a phone
Do
call
we
to
need a
another
motion?
athletic director.
Well, I'm just asking, I mean,
But to Cheryl's point, it's a $4,000, another bus to transport the two bands.
it's 5 buses.
Yeah.
5.
We have
Well,
100 and,
instruments,
You know,
150 kids in the
I think
band.
we should send them. We just finished a lengthy discussion about what makes Torrington special.
Yep.
Well, there's one thing that makes Torrington really special.
I agree with that, but I also agree with what Eleanor's saying. We gotta make sure that the people that are receiving us as the home team
Right.
are
I don't-
okay with this, so.
I don't know if
we-
that was arranged that way. I'm asking.
Right.
under
Right, we need- it needs to be
I don't
Have
know.
the athletic director contact the,
yeah.
teams
Yeah.
and see if, they can split halftime or whatever.
Yeah, that should definitely happen first before we say, I mean, I think most of us would be in favor of doing that. We just
Yeah.
need to make sure that the ducks are in a row before we vote on something that doesn't exist yet.
Perhaps those principals funds at the high school through the student activities that have quite a bit of
There
money.
you go.
It's, yeah, but it's already paid
Something
for
like
the.
that.
It's just that, what I want you to be aware of is that, your policy was for any kind of field trip. We took all support for any kind of field trip away from everybody 3 years ago. So now we're making this an exception. And I understand why, but I'm just, you're worried about,
But it's supposed to be
We
a home
always
Bargaining?
make those exceptions for
It's
field
supposed to be a
trips.
home game that we took away from them. It's not that this was a planned travel event that we're looking for funding for. This is a change in schedule due to the fact that we don't have a field.
I'm pretty certain though that they're now the home team, I don't think we made any,
That's what I'm
Just-
asking.
yeah.
I'm hoping we did, because I'd hate to see the band lose out.
I don't think we did. But, have to ask the athletic director.
Well, yeah, because right now you go to a football game, the only difference between home and visitor, aside from location, is who calls the coin toss at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Well, there's compensation too. I mean, the home team gets to keep the revenue for that home game.
the game
Yeah,
seats.
but they gotta pay for all the refs and all
Yeah,
that
well,
too,
I
so
mean,
But
it's-
if I understand it correctly, we're still paying for the refs.
Then I would say we.
And we had the
Should
whole
be able to
team.
get that
We should-
done.
we should-
Right.
I believe the
Volunteer.
negotiation was
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
the other teams didn't want to pick up that burden, but it was in our budget to pay for it.
But I will also speak
You'll
to
check on
the principal.
The money follows the child?
The money follows the ref. John, you had it.
No, just, shouldn't it be the music directors who speak to each other instead? Musicians get along with each other that well, I assume.
Typically.
Friendly
Yes, they do.
competition.
I mean, they
and so
do,
on, but,
they
yeah.
do.
And the music director can speak to the
Yeah.
principal, or I'll just call, not the principal, to Eric and the director of secondary ed. And like you said, there is money in those principals' funds.
Yeah.
Ellen, comments? Jeremy?
I'm good.
Andrew?
Question and a comment.
Bless you.
Question would be to the business manager. We were talking about this at the turf committee meeting, that we believe that maybe the budget committee as well would know this answer. We believe there's gonna be like maybe $26,000 in the budget that we budgeted for the upkeep of the athletic fields that we're now redoing for this upcoming year. And that money
I
will
don't know
not.
what the figure is offhand.
Okay, so
but-
to the business manager, we'd like to know that, one, is that money budgeted, which we will not be utilizing because it won't need to be spent to maintain the old field? And if that is the case, we would probably ask that, we're looking at probably about a $5,000 surplus at this point in what we budgeted for, so if everything goes as planned, we hopefully we'll have 5,000 left, but there's some tarps that need to be purchased for $8,000 so as to protect the track, and we were wondering if, being that we may have in excess of 26,000 already budgeted for the maintenance of the old existing, we'd like to have 8,000 if we need it to buy those.
Shouldn't this
But
be-
we're just like to get the answers.
Yeah, I'll find out for you.
And was that 25 for all the other fields, your softball fields, your, yeah, you still have to be doing those.
Well,
Field
there's gonna
maintenance
be
money
a,
available.
whatever it
The
is.
board will take that under consideration.
See how much is in
Come back on supplies and stuff on paint.
Comments?
Good in the order?
Yep.
That were good, yes, I do. I was dismayed again by a news article that was in the paper after our last special meeting. I thought we made great progress in setting the Board of Education goals. I thought we had an open and honest discussion on ways to create an innovative and challenging education program in Torrington, and yet the paper centered on a 5-minute discussion. And again, and I say again, instead of reporting the news, they seem to be trying to create and foster controversy on this board, and that's dismaying to me.
My turn. So I just kind of have a couple of things here. It was nothing adverse employment-wise. I accepted a promotion to be a district director with the Boy Scouts. And as such, I'm going to be covering the city of Hartford and its kind of southwest suburbs. And part of that area of responsibility is I go from Litchfield County, I had 66 scouting units. And in the greater Hartford area, I have over 100. And we actually, the Boy Scouts encourages its executives to live in their service areas because it's easier to service your units and whatnot. And with a 1/3 increase in that, I felt that I needed to be obligated to the organization and do that. But I did want to say, I've immensely enjoyed my time serving the citizens of Torrington and looking out for the best interests of their children. I think we collectively as the Board of Ed have moved the district forward in many ways. And one of the things that I'm most proud about was being able to implement full-day kindergarten in a cost-effective and budget-conscious manner. And in addition, I have enjoyed serving with the various colleagues and administrators on the Board of Education. While we may not always have agreed and often have had different points of view, there is no question that I think that everyone was working towards the best interest of Torrington's children. Torrington, and I think the mayor will appreciate this, is a city on the rise. I think it's got a lot of really good things going for it, but for it to continue to prosper, the school district must continue to help lead the way. And I greatly appreciate the trust that you, Ken, as chairman, the Board of Education, the citizens of Torrington placed in me to execute my duties, and I wish everybody the best. And I actually will now be managing whoever we hire for the Boy Scouts to serve as the executive for Litchfield County. So I will be around and present, just not managing all the day-to-day affairs for the Boy Scouts like I currently have been. So again, I want to thank you guys and for accepting me and letting me contribute as best I could and to the best of my abilities. So
Thank you. Chris?
I can't follow that.
Dan? John?
Summer school program graduated 5 summer graduates this afternoon.
12,
12, 5 were there.
yes.
Okay, and it was a very pleasant ceremony, just brief to the point, and made the school system look good.
Just on behalf of the city, do want to extend my gratitude to Carl for your service. I agree with you, you did a great job. You know, walking away with an all-day kindergarten is certainly a coup. Am I off the hook for the mayor's breakfast?
No.
That's why it's called the mayor's breakfast.
If you're not in the district, I thought it was, you know.
No.
Welcome to Hugh Potter. I had an opportunity to work with him and Cheryl and Joe on selecting our insurance consultant. It's a great process, you know, wonderful input. You know, feel really confident going forward with what our selection. And just want to say, boy, the driveway at the high school looks great. I drove up there for a 6 o'clock meeting tonight.
You didn't read your agenda.
I got in the parking lot and I read it. I was like, yes. Actually, I got there 10 minutes early.
Easy mistake to do.
Well, I would like to echo Mr. Rader, the article that did follow our last meeting, I never did see the corrections.
It was in there.
It wasn't there, you told me they were going to be in there, unless it was within the coupon section.
It's page 2.
Because there was misinformation about what contracts could be viewed or couldn't be viewed. The exact opposite of what can be viewed is what was printed in. That said, committee reports, personnel.
Okay.
We met for the first time since the end of last school year. We did a review of the overall comprehensive school year totals. It was interesting to look at the trends on the chat graph for the year. Surprisingly enough, teachers go up and down and up and down. It was interesting to see the fact that the paraprofessionals, on the other hand, sort of stayed low and then gradually started to increase throughout the course of the year, and never really took a dip again, which you would think the sick time would sort of correspond with one another, as they're both dealing with the children. Aside from that, nothing really stellar came out. We saw a small decrease over the previous year, so obviously what we're doing is working out well, and we'll see what comes in this exciting new year.
And the administrative absences correlated with vacations.
Very
Yep.
much so.
Of course. Policy.
We had no meetings over the summer, but we have a lot to get into.
Grievance we can't do, school improvement.
We also, like policy, did not meet over the summer. But there's some good stuff on the agenda coming down the pipe, so hopefully whoever takes over as chairman can continue to dream big and come up with ideas to move things forward.
Excellent. Budget.
We reviewed the year-end financials, which were approved in the financial packet today, but we ended where we thought we would be. There were no surprises between the June budget meeting and the end of the fiscal year. That's always good. And I got to meet with Hugh, and we were talking, and he's all up to speed already, which I find impressive. So I have full faith in his ability to assist me in running that committee. And we are already discussing the upcoming budget and making some plans for next year's budget and putting together some schemes to tick off some early savings, hopefully prior to December. So we shall see how that goes.
We did reach out to Milliman. Joe put me in touch with Becky, so we're gonna have a meeting, start kicking that around.
Ed Connection.
Ed Connection had a board of directors meeting by telephone in July to discuss some real estate transactions that have nothing to do with this area, but the Danbury area, and will not meet again until the first week of September, which is only a couple of weeks away. Policy Council for Head Start, Early Head Start, did not meet in July, did meet yesterday. Awful lot of turnover. We send students to those programs, that's why this is worth reporting. Awful lot of personnel turnover, but positive signs about the people we were able to hire. And moving right into THS oversight, the School Governance Council met in July, and I think it's finally all set with bylaws and things like that, and will land running in September. And PTO is not.
September 8th.
September, does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right.
John, with Head Start, was there any discussion on why they are not taking advantage of the federal monies that are going out to Head Start to expand, and did any of that come out?
Geographic expansion or expansion of numbers of students?
Numbers of students.
No, Kathy was not at the meeting today. She's at a conference. She was in a teleconference.
Because there was a lot of,
So,
there's a lot of money coming out of the federal government for Head Start.
I will ask about that the next time I see her.
Thank you. I can give you the grant money background if you want.
I'll call tomorrow.
Turf.
Everything's good. I'd like to thank Dave Becerra for the good job that he's doing as far as representing the board with the committee. And the project is going great, and the city's doing a great job of overseeing the money and making sure everything's being done correctly. And we're looking like we'll be right on schedule for October 6th.
And you added 2 options back in.
Yes.
They added the bleachers on the visitor side.
Yes.
Oh, the entranceway. Those were options.
Right, because we had some extra money, so coming nice.
Items for the upcoming agenda, the financial statement committee reports. Any other suggestions, or, yes, sir?
I would like to see, put on the agenda, I don't know how to word it, but, a look at the purposes and functions of some of our subcommittees.
Okay. Anything else?
I was gonna try and get the guidance department and ask for the information, but I can ask you, and hopefully the rest of the board would be interested. I'd like to see what the AP test results were, how many of the students who took those courses took the actual test, and how successful they were. And again, it'd be nice if the board can see the colleges that students applied to, and which ones they got accepted. Don't need names, just getting more of an idea of what we're doing in those
Applied,
years.
accepted, and going?
Well,
Or
as
down to
Ken
applied
says, you
and
know,
accepted, yeah.
it's so personal if they get it.
Right.
Yeah, some of them tell the counselor, some don't.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So just
Depends
see
if they
if
filled
we
it.
can at
There's a
least see.
And
survey
they
they're
change
supposed to fill
ideas,
out.
or change
I am
choices over the
concerned that we
summer.
don't seem to be, I believe now it's the third year, I don't believe that we've sent, we've had anyone go to one of the military academies, and that was huge.
No, we had
West-
several go last year.
You
To
mean
West
West
Point?
Point?
Yeah.
We have
We have
two
Air Force
students.
Academy, we have West Point, we have Coast Guard.
In the last couple of years?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
we
it in
have-
the, usually I,
What's that?
Air Force and Coast Guard.
we've had,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
I mean, those
to
are
offend.
West Point,
appointments.
Annapolis.
You're gonna have to get up for
One
that
of
high
the
school.
things, Andrew, we do have someone who's entering his third year at West Point.
Right, and that would have been a fourth year, and I don't think we've had any since, I could be wrong.
I know from Rachel's class that kids went.
Yeah.
There's kids at the Air Force Academy and there's a kid at West Point.
Oh,
And
well
that
then,
was not
give
this
us the
past graduation,
information
the one
and
before.
let's, because I don't think I've seen it in the paper, it used to always be in the paper.
It would be
Yeah,
nice to
that's it.
highlight where people are.
Well, then-
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'll give you
I know.
the list.
I missed it, so I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Well, that'll be on your list of where.
Yeah, schools, yeah. All right, future meetings. Policy Committee, September 3rd, School Improvement, September 3rd, Personnel, September 10th, Budget, September 10th. Next regular board meeting, September 17th. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we're gonna give it to Carl.
That's good, huh?
Oh, okay.
Last one.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, see ya.